Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. Got an exciting blend for you guys set up for tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. Continuing on with our pu'er month, I'm doing frozen elephant Sheng pu'er, and from what I can gather, it's already smelling incredible. This is another one from the tea source. This is the store that was run by Bill Waddington. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in because oh my god, this is smelling incredible. This is and it's also I have to name the year. It's from 2019, so it was aged slightly, probably not at all. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so first off the bat, it's got a Mao, welcome. I see you there, and I think that's Juliet. Is it? Maybe I can't tell. The name hasn't popped up yet. But hey, thank you for joining. There you go. Oh my god. Okay, so it's got kind of that slight pungency that pu'ers have in general, but since this is a Sheng pu'er, it's very lightly oxidized. But you can't really tell due to the color because the color is actually kind of deep for a Sheng pu'er, which I'm hoping that I didn't oversteep it. I did my best, but Sheng pu'ers are kind of new to me, so I'm still kind of feeling my way around. But yeah, I'll go ahead and take my first sip. Oh yeah, I did it right. No, this is delicious. Oh, that's good. Ah, there you are. Oh, sorry, I had to pop up. Yes, it's Juliet. Hey, Juliet. Hey, Snail. Welcome, welcome. My messages weren't coming through, but they are now. Oh my God, Gamer, welcome. I see you on Twitch. No, it's probably okay. Yeah, it's better than okay. This is actually really good. So it's got a slightly darker, deeper taste than last week's, but it's really similar. It's kind of silky and smooth, with the slight vegetation, but it's done pretty well. Nicole, welcome. Was say he didn't even taste the tea? Oh, I didn't. No, I didn't let you taste the tea. I'm gonna do it first. You'll have a little bit later. I have plenty. So actually, no, that's a lie because I only got them in this little pouch. Although I'm gonna have to get some more because, as far as I can tell, this is like really good. So since this is done in 2019, I'm assuming this is a pu'er that hasn't been aged at all. It was just picked, dried, and packaged and shipped. It doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot of processing involved in this one, since it's a loose leaf. Unlike other pu'ers that are like caked and solid, this is a loose leaf pu'er. Pretty light. It's a little bit darker than last week's, if you can tell. It's only slightly darker, but it's not a really dark pu'er. Well, technically, it's known as a dark tea, but it's a very light dark tea. I didn't make any for Sneha yet. She can have this portion. She can have what's left of it. But as you can see, it's really long leaves, and they're single. They're not in the bud. That's usually reserved for teas. But as you can see, there's not a huge difference in the change. There's not a huge difference between steeped and dry. The only thing you'll notice is that it's opened up, but it hasn't really like enlarged. I think I could have steeped this in maybe slightly warmer water or slightly longer time. Either way, it looks like, okay, I can't open up this one. I picked a bad one to open, but Yeah, I probably could have steeped it a little bit longer, but that's fine. I mean, that's what you get for experimenting. I would rather have understeeped it than oversteeped it. So in this case, I think I did pretty well. So I steeped it at about 190 degrees, in 190 degree water for about 3 minutes. I tried to keep it as close to a green tea as I possibly could, because as I mentioned last week, the first time I made a light pu'er, I messed it up royally because I treated it as a dark tea, according to the name. But you know, all pu'ers are different, so you're going to want to treat each one according to the way that it was processed and the way that it was oxidized. And I learned my lesson. I learned it the hard way, but I learned it. And sometimes that's what it takes. So there's a nice aromatic flavor when you sip it in. It's got like this really slight pungency, very, very low, but it is there. And that comes from the I always it's not the oxidation, it's the fermentation. It's the microbial fermentation that happens on the leaf as it grows within the environment. So it's going to be slightly pungent, similar to like an alcoholic kind of effect without the actual alcohol. So this is not going to get you drunk, or it can get you just tea drunk, which is one of my favorite things in the world. It kind of like loosens you up and makes you feel good. I would love to get tea drunk on something like this. And it has a lighter texture than Mrs. Sheng's Mrs. Shao's last week. It's a much lighter texture, but it sits on the tongue very well. I'm not sure why that is, because I mean, normally pu'ers are very heavy on the tongue, especially the dark ones. They tend to sit and they give you like a full flavor. This one, you get the full flavor, but it kind of burns a little bit faster than usual. Not by much though, not by much. It's a slightly quicker burn, which I can appreciate. I'm getting this kind of like a nutty and buttery kind of flavor. It's slightly salty, but not like a vegetal kind of salt. It's nice and smooth. And it coats the tongue very well. I have to say, when it sits on... Sorry. When I shaved a little bit earlier, I think I have some of the aftershave on my mouth a little bit. It's kind of giving me... bitter flavor. Herman, welcome. Yeah, this is... I should not have put aftershave on. Oh, but that's kind of distracting because, I mean, it's giving it more of an astringency than it didn't have before I licked my lips, and so my taste buds are a little bit confused. But Abby, welcome. But yeah, this is not. I messed up. Next time I'll just wash my face. I gotta fix the flavor a little bit in my mouth. Oh, that is super distracting. I'm about to drink some 30-year-old pu'er that my father-in-law brought us. Oh my god, that sounds delightful. Oh, I hope it's like a nice strong flavor, because when you age something that long and you get and it's like a Sheng pu'er, it's gonna be good, but like I would prefer if it's aged so long that it was like a nice dark one. That's gonna be. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and let me know. Is it in a cake? Is it like a big cake you just rip off and throw in there? Oh, that sounds good. I love the idea of ripping it off and just like throwing it in the water and just letting it steep and get out all those nice, beautiful flavors. That sounds incredible. Also, what I want to know is if you're going to do it for the 30-second steeps in the Gaiwan. The inquiring minds have got to know. Now, I haven't done the Thomas taste yet, but this is really like, it's very smooth. Like I'm trying to find the right words because it's a little bit it's walking the fine line between buttery and vegetal. It's not either one per se, but it is really good. Was this in the TV series by Nat Geo about a group of people going to Mars? Hey Zam, welcome. When he gave it to us, it was 27 years old, and there wasn't much, so I hoarded it. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. You know, you give it, you take it, you age it a little bit more, just for good measure. Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's not a cake. Aw, that's slightly disappointing. I'm sure it's still absolutely delicious, but I just like the idea of just ripping a piece off and, well, it depends on the cake because sometimes you can rip it off. Sometimes you'll need like a tool. If I remember correctly, there was a knife that was needed because Bill had this giant. It was pretty much a log, and it was just a beautiful piece. I'm sure he still got it sitting around somewhere because that was a huge piece. You lost track of how long it's been? Aw, well, I mean, I'm sure that that extra aging, no matter how long it's been, is worth it, you know? Because I mean, it's like the more it ages, the better it gets. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm still aging. I bought one. It's about what 16 years old, I believe. It was 20. Oh, no, it was 2006, so it was 14 years old now. So I'm gonna try to wait an extra few years, but yeah, there was a special knife. I kind of sort of remember it, but you just use a butter knife. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a tool. It's gonna do the same job. Pops, welcome. But I like the way that this tastes because it's not too much in any direction. It's got enough of a green taste to it to make it interesting, but it's got that extra oomph behind the pungency, and it's not a really strong pungency either. Like I've had stronger pours that came out kind of like a whiskey barrel. This one is very smooth, very soft. I really like it a lot. And I love this smell too because it's not overpowering. Like you can smell it and it permeates the room, but it's kind of like a light scent. Kind of like cottony, I would say. Cottony in texture, not cottony in scent. Mr. Wing, yes, I will chug it. Give it a little while before it cools though, because I don't want to burn my tongue. I'm gonna go ahead, and take some some advice from Mr. Wing on Twitch, and I'm gonna do the Thomas taste. So here we go. Now, when you hold it, it starts to permeate the mouth even more. Like it seems to be more vegetal that way. And as I breathe out, you're retasting the vegetation. I think that it's stronger on the vegetal side than the buttery side when when you do the Thomas taste that way. But when you just when you drink just regularly, you don't get that strength. You don't get the vegetation. It's a nice balance in between. But if you hold it, you really look for it. It's there. Oh, absolutely, it's there. And you're getting this kind of like a medium weight on your tongue. And as it sits there, you continue to breathe and you continue to talk. It circulates just a little bit, but it doesn't last very long. Like it's already gone. It's not a very it's not a slow burn. It's not as slow a burn as last week's, but this one is like it sticks around, but it goes, and I like it. And I think that it's got kind of like a bread and butter kind of quality to it. The saltiness is more on the creamy salty side, so it doesn't overpower anything on the palate. So this would be easy to pair with a lot of different foods. It would be hard to pinpoint just one, because it's got like this universal kind of appeal to it. And it's just kind of like it's a strong taste, but not powerful, if that makes any sense. So if I were, I'll answer the Teresa question now. If I were to pair this with anything, I think that it would go well with something like of a medium flavor. How about, we get like a nice creamy Alfredo pasta, some chicken, maybe some grilled chicken. I think would be perfect. What was this? You did the 30-second steep at 2:05. Okay. Is it a Sheng pu'er or is it a darker one? I don't know what the term for a dark pu'er is, because like I've always known that like a pu'er is a dark tea. So what is? Would you happen to know that? Because I'm kind of like, I would love to know if there is a separate category for dark pu'ers versus the Sheng pu'ers. That's definitely something I need to check out. That would give me a nice challenge, kind of like, I would say that this would go well with bread and butter. This would give a good. It's kind of like the on the lighter. Oh, it's dark. Okay, so I'm not like messing up anything too bad. I'm trying to figure out, because I mean, like the Sheng pu'er is a semi-new term to me. I mean, I knew of it for about a year now, but like I wasn't aware that it existed, kind of a thing, because I've always known the dark pu'ers. But this one is kind of like the Sheng pu'er. It gives it a nice, like a between a white tea and a green tea kind of range to it, and it's really interesting because the lighter it is, the less you taste of the fermentation. So it's really like it's kind of like a drink versus a drink, something strong and something that'll make you clear your throat, versus something light and fruity. You'll have that difference of what's this? You mean the tea? Oh, the tea that you're drinking is a very deep red. Oh, okay. So I just misinterpreted. So I don't know what so there may still be a term for a dark pu'er that I don't know. But that's something to definitely consider, because I've never really thought about it. I've always just called it dark. Okay, announcements, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm opening up the floor. I'm really loving how buttery this flavor is. This is like pretty awesome. Um, it's like, yes, I guess you could say there's a fermented tea category. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's like it separates itself from the rest because the taste is very distinct. And while it's not too strong, it's definitely there. You'll have to look for it a little bit in this one. So if you are a pu'er fan, and you like the strong ones, this one I would definitely say check it out. Because you're missing out if you don't. Mm. I'm getting a nice God, how do I categorize that? It's kind of like freshly cut wood. A little bit. It's like, you know, that scent that you get when you go to like Home Depot or something. Pu'er is specifically from Yunnan, China. So pu'er doesn't necessarily mean it's fermented, is what I'm gathering from that. It's like pu'er is a pu'er, but fermented teas are not necessarily pu'ers. This is what I'm gathering. Which, I mean, it makes sense because I know that they pretty much coined the phrase pu'er. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know like what the term would be for the fermented. That's something that I need to Google now. You got my mind going. Pretty good. Ah, okay. So haicha or is that heicha? Heicha or haicha is the general term. I've got to keep that in mind because I know that that might be why fucha is different. Fucha, I have a brick of fucha that I'm going to be doing later on this month, but it's all just fermented. Okay, oh, I didn't know that. I have to, I'll have to use that from here on in. So far, I've been correct though. Every tea that I did this month was a pu'er. So I'll be doing a haicha. Well, I'll be doing a haicha / fucha. I don't know if there's a difference, but what's the difference between cooked and uncooked pu'er? You do have a book for me? Okay, I've got to read it because like this is really like I'm having a discussion with myself now, trying to figure out. Because I mean, like, as much as I know about different kinds of teas, I'm still kind of new to pu'ers. Oh, heicha, okay. That's what I kind of thought, but I can never be too careful. Yeah, I'll definitely want to check that out. Because like I haven't delved too deep into pu'ers, and apparently now haichas. Fucha could be from Hunan, might be. I have a friend who she sells it from China, and like she sent me a bunch of information that I'm still reading up on and trying to like get a nice grasp before I do the stream not next, well, might be next week, might be the week after, I don't know, we'll see. But it's definitely there's definitely a difference from what I've read so far, and I really like it. I'm dying to try it. I haven't tried the fucha yet. Sheila just talked about cooked and uncooked. Okay, yeah, I gotta hear this because this is something that I have a thirst for knowledge. I had to say that. Mm. Oh, that was good. And I love that as it cools off, it doesn't really like lose its intensity. Some teas, they either turn bitter when they cool off, or they just lose the impact. This one is holding itself pretty well, and it's no longer on that. It's no longer on that scale of burning hot versus It's not even super cold. It's just kind of approaching room temperature. Uh, we just got to do the pu'er class. Yes, absolutely. Once the lockdown is over with, I'm dying to do that. Like, you have no idea. I miss my tea classes. Oh, all right. Anyway, now I'm getting all nostalgic. Okay, so I want to make a quick announcement. The Nomad Tea Festival is coming up on I believe it's the 24th. Let me just pull up my calendar real quick. Yep, it's the 24th next week. So if you haven't already registered, I highly encourage you to register and join in. There's a lot of people giving lectures and classes, and I think the cooked and uncooked has to do with the fermentation process, like speeding it up. It makes sense. It makes sense because you need like that warmth and moisture to it. So if you're cooking it, if you're keeping it in a what is that called? Like a stove or something that holds the moisture in. I think that makes a lot of sense because it just permeates the leaf much better. Oh yeah, and absolutely, I know you miss teaching. Like you come alive when you teach. Like that's something that I've really noticed and appreciated. It's so much fun to be in front of people and showing them something that they never knew before. That's kind of the same way I feel when I do this every week. But yeah, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you, it was like all a blur, but I got my my trademark for the community, and now that's going to be coming off the. I'm going to be transitioning off Facebook and Twitch eventually, and doing it on my own platform. So be on the lookout for that. And part of it's going to be advertising these kinds of classes as well. So yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted, Juliet, for the future. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. I mean, this is going to be an incredible experience. I've never done anything like this before, but I think that it's got a real future. Also, Nomad Tea Festival is going to be next week. My event is free. We're just gonna sit around talking about our experiences with teas and what we love about it, how we first got into it, and just basically getting to know each other. The tea party was incredible last time, so we had a really wonderful time, and we're gonna do this again. Thank you. So we're gonna do this again, and it's gonna be a blast. So I really encourage you guys to join it. I'm going to I'm going to post the link, link the link with you. Yeah, and I hope you guys make some time next week. I believe my event is from 2 to 3, if I'm not mistaken. So the leaves are, okay, reading off the wiki, uncooked or raw pu'er is called Sheng pu'er. Leaves are directly entered into the fermentation without being oxidized. Ah, okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, this is lightly oxidized but fermented versus darkly oxidized and fermented. So yeah, sounds good. So Sheng pu'er is raw pu'er. Cooked pu'er, I don't know if there's a word for cooked, industry standard, but we'll see. And no problem, Herman. I hope you can make this one because it's gonna be a blast. Oh, that's so good. Okay, questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm opening up the floor. This is not going to last very long, guys. I think maybe two more sips and it's gone. I'm definitely going to have to buy some more because it's a really good one. I don't think I've ever had a bad Sheng pu'er, but yeah, it's up there. I'm savoring this last one. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna let this sit on my tongue for a little bit because it's so good. It's like, I think that the cooler it got, like the longer the burn. At least that's what I feel. Maybe it's just my imagination, or maybe time just slowed down. Ooh. But that was awful. But yeah, it's really tasting good. I'm enjoying this. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. It's been a great experience, and next week I'll have another pour for you. So we'll see how everything goes. Until next time, have a great week and a wonderful weekend. Bye now.